When faced with 5 armies, are you going to pick a side or just cower in the mountain? We're here today at Brandon Theaters watching The Hobbit, Battle of the 5 Armies, the final part in the first trilogy, which links a great 6-movie epic tale of fantasy and Middle-earth. This movie is 2.5 hours long, but you have no idea. It's go, go, go from the second it starts with Smaug, finishing up that little loose end to the next bit of events that follow. Really, the slow parts are just the parts of everyone saying like, yep, we attack at dawn tomorrow. There'll be another army joining us from the north. Oh, from the south. Like, that's really it. Just everybody's mad rushing for the mountain because of all the treasures and gold in there. Really, even that's just, you're like, damn, everybody wants this mountain. The movie did what I like movies do. I hated characters and I liked characters, especially the dwarf, Thorin Oakenshield. When he got greedy, I'm like, are you kidding me? You greedy little dwarf. Oh, it was frustrating me so bad in that movie. I'm like, the humans took out the dragon. This is in the book, and it's pretty obvious in the movie, you know how that's gonna play out. But then, like, you disrespect them the whole time when he needs your help, and then you're like, nah, it's about my gold. Visuals were outstanding. The acting was, you know, traditional acting. It wasn't like, oh my god, amazing. I really enjoyed extra stuff they threw in there that wasn't in the book or anything to do per se with The Hobbit, but what you see was amazing, especially the elder elves and then Gandalf, you know, Saruman. That awesome. Totally legitimate. I really didn't find myself bored with this movie. I was cringing at certain points and I cared. My heart went out to stuff that was sad, stuff that was funny, stuff that was shaking my head like, wow, really? I say go see it. It's worth seeing. It's worth the price of admission. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to love it. And if you want to get really brave and bold, do all 6 of these back to back to back to back to back when it all come out, and then there you go. I'm gonna give this movie a solid 9 out of 10. I enjoyed it, and I didn't really understand what the 5 armies were. I mean, I picked out 4, and I think I knew what the 5th one was, but it wasn't really clear. I wanted more dragons. I know we had a whole second part to Dragon, but I mean, he was doing his thing. It would have been nice to see him just maybe like 10 more minutes of that. Would have been awesome. To see what the other army contenders had to say, let's check that out.
Well, the movie's oozing with nostalgia. The thing is that they linked these movies into the Lord of the Rings trilogy, added stuff beyond the books to make them connected better. It's oozing with nostalgia. All the stuff you want to see, you're going to see. My biggest complaint with the movie, and the movie's great, but my biggest complaint with the movie is that there's too many main characters. There's so many main characters that when something sad happens, it means less. And I think that takes away from any sad thing or any exciting thing that happens in the movie. It's like you flash from main character to main character to main character to main character. And while it's not hard to follow them and it's not hard to keep up with all the storylines, I think that each character becomes less because of it. You don't get the same screen time, you don't get the same emotional attachment. There were parts in this movie that I should have cried, and I didn't. I cried during every emotional point. There were a lot of points in this movie I should have had an emotional response, and I didn't, and being someone that always has an emotional response, I just was surprised, and I think it's that too many cooks in the kitchen mentality. There were just too many characters. And obviously there's some of it you can't do anything about it because it's in the books and source material, and you just got to translate it the best you can for screen. I definitely think it took away from it. Other than that, pretty much from the moment the action begins to the end of the movie, it is pure action, like epicness. It happens pretty early in the movie, so this entire movie was definitely the fastest paced of all 6 movies.
I think it was actually a really good film. It definitely set the finale for the entire trilogy. It really was for what it was. I think the way that for Oakenshield, you know, how he started the movie is he was more focused on the gold and all that. Until like near the end of the movie, he redeemed himself. It's like,
Oh, what am I thinking?
It's what I expected. Some things happened that I didn't expect. The ending, though, I had guessed this would be cool if they had it end like this. It was almost spot on in my head how it would end, and visually and dialogue-wise. Peter Jackson, you may have stretched out the source material, and some people criticize you for it, but I think you did a great job. Considering you had limited source material, you stretched out into something bigger, and yeah, people criticize you for it, but a lot of people get criticized for not using enough source material, so people just cannot be satisfied, can they? Props to you, man. Good job. The first movie's visual effects were not as good as the last 2. I don't know why, but some of the visual effects shots in the first movie, just like, what year did this come out again? Just now? This looks like something from 2001, 2002. I'm like, why does that effect look so bad? Everything else looks so good. And both the first 2 have been nominated for visual effects. No doubt this one will probably get nominated. Gravity won last year, and rightfully so. I know I bring that movie up every now and then because I just recently got it on Blu-ray too. It's awesome.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give this and why? 1 being you hated it, 10 being you loved it.
I think I'll give it an 8. It's not like a perfect film, but it is a great film.
I'd probably give it what everyone else has given it, an 8. It's not Best Picture worthy. Nothing really stuck out in any negative way. Go see it, Lord of the Rings fans, Middle-earth fans, and anyone that's bored at home, single.
I give it an 8. It's not my favorite out of the 6, by far, actually. And that's sad, being it's the last one we get. I would think it would have been, but I actually enjoyed all 3 Lord of the Rings movies more than I enjoyed this movie. By no means a bad movie. I mean, even if you're not like a diehard Hobbit fan or diehard Lord of the Rings fan, I would still see it. It's still an entertaining movie. I mean, from beginning to end, it's a neat ride, but it definitely wasn't the best of the bunch.
If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Like this video, favorite it, like us on Facebook, share it, get the word out there. What is your favorite Lord of the Rings Hobbit movie? I'm putting all 6 in one category. What is your favorite one? Shoot that down in the comment section below. As always, we're letting you know before you go at Brendan Theaters. Yeah, skinny bitch running up in this bitch.
I'm not that skinny. I'm a yes man.
I can make a joke out of that, Jeff, but I can't think of anything.
He puts the lotion in the basket.
Put the lotion in the basket. Ask me the 10 rating. I just need the...
Ask me the question, mother. I want you to step that way just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Why?
Because I feel a little crowded, that's why. Like, just take a little, there you go. I feel.
Well, you do this to me all the time, so we get
No,
used to it.
I want you right there.
That's what she said.
That's what she said, and then you're like, bam, let's make a porno.